It is time for the good,
the bad,
Brainless.
Yeah.
So, Cousin Jay, what do you have for your good for this week? Since we were just been absolutely annihilating everything for Brainless.
Subscribe.
This was something that we didn't mention. It was my favorite little bit of the week. Chelsea Green walking behind the scenes, like really upset over her loss at the Crown Jewel. And lo and behold, we get a cameo from Snitzky.
Snitzky.
Who says, "It's not my fault."
And then punted a baby.
I just sat there and I was like, Snitzky, it's not your fault. And then, of course, I had to go to the clip of Snitzky punting the baby. So good. But that little bit just made me crack up. It's like hey, it's been like 15 years since he's been with the company, and he had a nice looking flowing beard.
Thank God he brushed his teeth too.
Yeah, they look much better than they used to.
That was when he was in ECW. But that's one hell of a call. I was glad to see Snitzky too. I popped for that. My good for this week, though, I'm going with CM Punk.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You have the internet wrestling community just freaking out because every time you post something, people think that you are trying to tease something to go to one or the other company. To the point that even after your old boss said he was scared for his life, and has never been more scared in his life, right before he fired you a week after you beat the shit out of Jungle Jerk. But the fact is that you are now, he's now expected to either be at Survivor Series, be at the Royal Rumble, be at Full Gear, be the Devil, be the Gobbledygooker, be everything you could possibly be.
Eggman.
To the Eggman, to the point now where his trolling is the most entertaining thing for me. I am now expecting CM Punk to not show up at any of them, anywhere. I think he's done. And he's just going to use this just to have fun and troll on people. And it's brilliant because all the wrestling fans are just so gullible. I'm sorry. I'm right there with them. I'm just as gullible as the rest of them. But the fact is he has everybody eating out of the palm of his hand and he doesn't even have to do anything. So for me, he gets my good for this week because of his incredible troll job that he's been doing.
Okay.
What do you have for your bad?
There was a lot of consideration going on here, whether it was Samoa Joe vacating the Ring of Honor title to get an AEW title shot. Oh, by the way, that he already had. And just there was that. There was Powerhouse Hobbs. A lot of ways to go. But I ended up going up with the NWA and the cocaine storyline. You have like the opportunity to be on the CW network and really, really build your audience and do something good in the wrestling world. And it's okay to be risque, but apparently these days, like you can't even hint at anything. So I'm going with NWA in ruining their deal with CW to expand their company. Good job, Billy Corrigan.
And then NXT went and WWE went in there, swooped in, and got a whole mess of money to put NXT there instead.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
I went a different route.
Okay.
Jericho got caught on fire. I'm sorry. I am absolutely sorry. In AEW, in terms of it, there's the only star that's bigger name-wise in AEW than the GOAT of GOATs, who has goated more than GOATs have ever goated in the history of GOATdom, is none other than F. Marks Hall of Famer Sting.
Bow, 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 bow.
How do you get? How do you set Chris Jericho? This is literally like setting the Undertaker on fire. I hope Chris Jericho said the same thing to Tony Khan when he got backstage after he caught on fire that the Undertaker said to Vince after he got caught on fire at Elimination Chamber. I don't want an apology. Somebody just needs to go. So setting the goat of goats, as goated more than goats have ever goated in the history of goatdom, is my bad for this week.
Yeah.
What's your brainless?
It has to be Becky Lynch. It has to be Becky Lynch. I know that Becky is a smart woman. She did not showcase it here. And you know, this is like when they talk about wrestlers and wrestling fans being dumb, this didn't help. But like quite literally, Brainless, you didn't get anything right and you answered 5 questions incorrectly. Becky Lynch, you get my brainless.
Like I've said before, and you have confirmed it to me, nobody is excluded from good, bad, and brainless. And when it comes to brainless, when you don't use your brain properly, I'm sorry, Becky Lynch. It really pains me to say this because I am such a huge fan of yours, but you get my brainless for this week. Honorable mention to the person at McDonald's who couldn't put a comprehensible sentence together to showcase the return of one of the most hideous sandwiches in the history of fast food.
Yeah.
McRibs is back.
McRibs is back.
McRibs is back. I'm gonna have to post. I'll post the picture of the sign on our page after the show. But
all right,
if you like what you've seen, whether you are a first-time watcher or a continuous fan, the brainless one was. Make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter X, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube at the letter T, the letter H, the letter E, the letter F, the letter N, MARKS, the F and marks. If you like, follow and subscribe to us, we will do the same back.